What's up, gaming heroes, and welcome back to another awesome World of Warcraft video. In today's video, we're going to discuss if Dragonflight is worth playing. Thank you, as always, to my wonderful patrons who continue to support the channel with their awesome money. I appreciate it to the moon and back again. You're getting access to my awesome guides on erosiumtv.com, such as the Dragonflight Gold Guide, such as the Gathering Guides, such as the TSM Guides, everything involved over on Patreon right now. But enough of that. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So, first is first, World of Warcraft is on this subscription model. This basically means that you can go to the World of Warcraft website, you can download World of Warcraft, and you can play World of Warcraft all the way up to level 20 without actually paying any money whatsoever. So you can effectively play the game up to level 20 for free. This is a really intelligent choice by Blizzard to actually allow you to trial the game out before you actually pay any money for it. This is what I think that most games should do nowadays, and some don't. If you want to play the game further, however, past level 20, and you want to go up to level 60, you do need to pay a monthly subscription fee. This subscription fee ensures that the game is constantly updated and old systems are refreshed with newer systems that basically make more sense, and Blizzard improves things like the UI or general ways that we play the game, and also seasonal events. This subscription fee that you pay per month also includes all of the old expansions of World of Warcraft up to level 60. So to actually play the game up to level 60, all you need to do is pay a subscription. Now, say you wanted to play the brand new content of World of Warcraft, which is Dragonflight, and that is from level 60 to 70. You would need to buy the brand new expansion, which is called Dragonflight. And today, we're going to discuss if it's worth it. Now, before we get into whether it's worth it or not, the price of the game varies in every single country, so it's virtually impossible for me to say how much it's going to cost you to actually buy the game. Head over to the link in the description to actually find out the price for your individual country. This is the best way for you to get the most accurate price at the moment. World of Warcraft is a fantasy-themed MMORPG with somewhat vertical progression, starting at level 1 and working your way all the way up to level 70. You get to play as a variety of classes and races that are fully customizable, so you can look the way you want your character to look, whether you want it to look like yourself or whether you want it to look like a fantasy-themed character. Whatever you want, you can do. WoW does operate on some sort of Holy Trinity-esque type gameplay made up of 5 people in group content. This would involve having a tank class, which is someone that would go into combat and take all the damage onto them. They would basically ensure that they protect everyone else in the group. Then you have the healer, who heals everyone in the group and keeps them alive. Please don't die! Then you have the damage dealers, they are glass cannons. They walk into combat and everything disintegrates into dust because that is what they do. That's why they were put on Azeroth, to destroy all enemies. You can choose and get a feel for each of the classes as you like to play in World of Warcraft. It's so cool. You just simply have to right click each of the classes and it will very simply tell you what that class does and how that class can play out. As a brand new player to World of Warcraft Dragonflight, you will start in Exile's Reach. This is where you will play from level 1 all the way up to level 10. This is Blizzard's approach of teaching you how to play the game, and it was actually created rather recently, so you do get a good feel for all the new systems in World of Warcraft and gets you caught up really, really well. That being said, even current players and veteran players alike like to play through Exile's Reach as well. However, if you are a returning player, you don't have to play through Exile's Reach. You can go to a specific starting zone for your specific race. Now, upon hitting level 10, congratulations, you will now head over to Battle for Azeroth. This is specifically for new players. They'll head to Battle for Azeroth and complete all the quests until they reach level 60. This is a sort of linear pathway through the game that Blizzard want to take the players on. If you're a returning player and you've got loads of experience, then you won't have to play through through BFA, you can actually go to Chromie Time, Installment, or Ogrimmar and select any of the previous old expansions to play through up to level 60. At level 60, my friends, this is where your Dragonflight experience begins. You will receive some quests which will start you on your journey to the Dragon Isles. You will first of all have to collect all the explorers and people who are coming with you to the Dragon Isles, and then eventually the quest will lead you onto the boat to actually go to the Dragon Isles. Upon reaching Dragonflight, you are immediately thrown into the mists of chaos of all the draconic community things that are going wrong. You're there to fix those problems. You lend your aid in assisting them with their draconic issues and are immediately drawn into the Dragonflight story. As you continue to quest and you follow the campaign, at around level 61, you will actually learn how to fly. Oh my goodness, no longer do we have to level up to max level to get flying. No longer do we have to grind reputation. No longer do we have to pay boatloads of gold to get flying. We get it at level 61. And let me tell you, flying is fun. Dragonriding is the brand new system in World of Warcraft Dragonflight. This allows players to soar through the skies at soaring speeds. You will use your dragon's vigor points to either climb to great heights, to glide your way down, or to simply perform spinning tricks throughout the air, greatly enhancing your speed on Dragonback. Or maybe you just want a short burst of speed, then you can achieve that through Dragonriding as well. This is a completely brand new system for flying. Now, I have to say, after quite a lot of playing with Dragonriding, I absolutely treasure and adore this wonderful system. Dragonriding is one of the most enjoyable experiences Blizzard have ever brought into the game. When you ride a dragon in Dragonflight, you feel like you are riding a dragon. You understand the consequences of bad flying skills, and you appreciate the ability it takes to fly your dragon well. No longer are you one of those people who press auto run and just let your character fly for ages and you pretty much go AFK. Now the game feels enjoyable. It's taking the aspect of journeying through the lands and actually added some new level of gameplay to it. This greatly enhances the game. Not only do you get Dragonriding at level 61, so you actually get to fly as you are questing and leveling up through Dragonflight, but also the way Blizzard World of Warcraft have developed this wonderful game is Dragon Isles is completely designed for dragon riding. They've somehow made the map extremely large and filled it with the most wonderful objects that you can spin around, you can go under, you can go over, you can spin through. It's absolutely incredible fun just to fly in this game, let alone quest or do anything else. So stretch your wings, my friends, and fly! Woohoo! As always, Blizzard have done a wonderful job of creating a balance of player versus environment, player versus player, and collectionist / casual content as well. What I have noticed, especially this expansion within World of Warcraft, is actually the focus that's been placed upon group content in World of Warcraft is actually really marvelous. Blizzard now want us to get with our friends and play the game together. And at the end of the day, with this being an MMORPG, that is exactly why we play this game. You can still do player versus player, going into epic battlegrounds to steal the flag, capture it and run home and take it and place it on your flag to get those epic points. You can still go to the point and capture it and hold it against the almighty horde or the fierce alliance. Not only are battlegrounds absolutely brilliant as per usual, but we now have the return of World PvP. World PvP is absolutely awesome. Turning yourself onto war mode on, you now can fight the opposing faction out in the world without even going into a battleground. The advantage of doing this is you get bonus supplies when completing world quests. You also get something called bloody coins. Bloody coins can be used to purchase awesome gear at the highest level for your character. So simply going out into the world and defeating the opposing PvP players, you can get yourself awesome gear. This is exactly the type of step in the right direction that Blizzard needed to make in order to make Dragonflight an amazing expansion. You can do player versus environment, often called PvE, where you can effectively join a group of players and delve into combat against mighty creatures in dungeons. These dungeons are scattered throughout the Dragonflight zones, and these dungeons aren't quite the simple experience that we were used to in previous expansions. Now, these dungeons actually have some certain level of objectives to complete to get to the bosses. This definitely improves the gameplay of player versus environment. They are also quite relevant objectives that really aid towards the storyline of the game as you play through the questline and the main campaign. Dragonflight dungeons offer a unique perspective on player versus environment and have so far been really enjoyable. Now, say you don't have time for those dungeons and you just want to go out and play by yourself, no problem, my friend. We have the almighty hunts across Dragonflight, where you can get involved in world events, where a group of players will just suddenly get together and complete a hunt, killing various different mobs, depending on what you're told to kill, and then defeating a really difficult mob to get some really cool supplies. Give me the gold! You can also complete world quests to get really good gear and rewards, items, and even trade goods. Hey, if you fancy dungeons, then maybe you want to go into raiding. This is where a large group of players will get together to defeat huge bosses, and these bosses are no easy feat, my friends. These bosses have difficult mechanics that you have to learn how to dodge, roll, duck, and dodge. The Vault of Incarnates is a absolutely epic raid, and I highly encourage you as the player, if you end up playing World of Warcraft, get yourself into a guild and raid with that guild in the Vault of Incarnates, defeating almighty enemies with your guildies and friends alike. Raiding has always been difficult for everyone. The sheer effort of failing, getting knocked down, and then getting back up again and giving it another go until eventually everyone learns how that boss plays out and you defeat the boss, and there's that scream of joy over the voice comms together. Yes, we did it! Good enough, my son! Now say you have had enough dungeons, you've had enough PvP, you've had enough raiding, and you want to come to the awesome city which is Valdrakken in Dragonflight. Say you want to do that. Great, let's get into crafting orders. We now have something called crafting orders, a completely brand new system to World of Warcraft, designed to make professions far more relevant. You can now request someone of another profession to make bound on pickup gear for your character specifically. In previous expansions, you've been able to make bind on pickup gear for yourself, but never for someone else. Now, as a player of Dragonflight, you can actually collect the materials yourself, go over to the crafting order station and request that specific item to be crafted for your character. Then a specialized crafter of that chosen profession will go to the crafting station and they will fulfill that order. If they have the ability to craft it, they just simply have to click craft and get their commission bonus from the crafting order station. This completely transforms professions in World of Warcraft. It adds so much more relevancy to actually playing the game and putting the effort in to professions. In previous expansions, they haven't felt quite as smooth and cool as they are now. Now there's a bit of pride involved with your professions. No longer are you just a blacksmith. Now you're a armor smith. I make good armor. Or You're a weaponsmith! I make the finest blades! There is a certain level of pride involved with your profession now, because you can actually feel like the effort you put in to playing the game is rewarded by your specialization and fulfilling these awesome crafting orders. Additionally, in World of Warcraft, you can actually make a fair sum of gold by just fulfilling those orders on the crafting station. This is a really good way to gear up your character if you don't always have time to do dungeons or to do raiding. As usual with World of Warcraft, Dragonflight is absolutely jam-packed, filled with casual content such as collecting pets, mounts, toys, whatever you name it. There's so much to collect in World of Warcraft. Blizzard have done what I think is their best job so far in creating a balance of content for all types of different players. They haven't focused on PvP or PvE or casual content. They focused on everything together simultaneously, and I've got to say, so far, Dragonflight is the best expansion I've experienced. As a World of Warcraft player of 18 years, it's finally nice to see World of Warcraft at the place I knew it could be. So far, the game Dragonflight has been absolutely incredible. We have, on average, per day, 50 people playing in my guild every single day. This just shows how popular the game has become because of the sheer amount of people loving it and enjoying playing the game together. World of Warcraft has never been in as good a place as it is right now in terms of having fun, interesting gameplay for absolutely everyone. I genuinely love to play World of Warcraft, and Dragonflight has definitely found a special place in my heart. Having played it on the alpha and the beta, to actually get in there and play the game now is breathtaking and absolutely wonderful. If I have a good time, I think you will especially. I really hope this video helped you in some way, shape, or form. If it did, can you do me a favor and smash that like button and click subscribe? Really appreciate all the love and support, as always, on my Patreon. Remember to check the links in the description for buying the game or checking out my Patreon or anything like that. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day. This is Erosium,